Well, hello and welcome to this week's edition of What's Up Danville. I'm your host, Mark Aaron, Multimedia Design Manager for the City of Danville. This week we've made it down to the Danville Science Center. Joining me this week, Adam Goebel, who's the Acting Director here at the Science Center. And on today's show, we want to talk to you a little bit about, of course, the Digital Dome Theater. What an addition it has been to the Danville Science Center. Adam's going to talk about the thousands of people that have come through the doors of this facility in just a few short months, and also going to preview some new shows that have been added just recently and some new ones that are on the horizon fairly soon. So if you haven't been down to the center, you need to make your way down. We'll also talk about, of course, the current traveling exhibit that's on display and some new ones that'll be coming on board at the first of the year. So, Adam, always a lot going on here at the Danville Science Center, so I appreciate you taking the time to join us this week to share with our viewers some of the great things happening.
Not a problem, Mark. Thanks for having me.
And let's talk a little bit about this Digital Dome. Of course, it's one of the exciting projects here at the Danville Science Center, one of the most exciting in many years. Tell me, how long has it been since you all opened the doors of that center?
So it is the most recent and notable accomplishment here for the Science Center. We opened it in February of this year with the likes of some great blockbusters called Flight of the Butterflies, Perfect Little Planet, geared towards younger kids. So back in the summer, we signed a contract and agreement with National Geographic that gives us the ability to show 5 new shows throughout the next upcoming year.
And I'm sure there's a lot of our viewers who are out there who have seen National Geographic programs on the big screen and just know how well produced they are. And you're going to see that same great quality here at the Science Center at the Digital Dome. And that brings me to, I guess, the newest film in the lineup.
Yes.
And that is about pandas, right?
Pandas, the great journey home.
Okay.
So what it's about the rescue and rehabilitation efforts of the giant panda in the Wolong Panda Center in China.
Okay, very good. And what I want to do is, as we talk about these films that you have here, we're going to show a little clip, just kind of give them a tease of what they can experience here at the Science Center. So we've got about a minute clip going to show you about pandas that you can come down and see, the show times for pandas. When can our viewers come down to see it?
Currently showing at 3 o'clock during the weekdays, and also on Saturdays and Sundays at multiple times. Our show schedule varies from day to day. Each show we try to run different shows throughout the day. All this available on our website at www.dsc.smv.org. And you can always call our main line. Just ask to speak to the operator.
Now, do I need to be a member of the Science Center to enjoy the Digital Dome productions?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yes. So you can do just the exhibits. You can add the theater experience, or you can just do the theater. So we have a lot of different ticket structures, pricing structures as well.
And all of those are listed on the website as well. So let's give you a little tease of what you can experience with pandas here at the Digital Dome Theater at the Danville Science Center.
In these mountains roams one of the rarest species on our planet. A shy, elusive, and gentle creature. The giant panda. Pandas once ranged in great numbers between Beijing and the Himalayas. But now, after centuries of human expansion and destruction of their habitat, they are on the brink of extinction. Today, fewer than 1,600 wild pandas remain. But against all odds, the people of China have begun one of the greatest conservation efforts in human history. Their aim, to increase the numbers in captivity, and far more ambitiously, to return pandas back to the wild, to their natural home.
as you can see, it's going to be a great movie. And about what's the length of your average movie that's shown here at the Digital Dome?
On average, about 40 minutes.
Okay, very good. And our cameras, I told Adam this before we went on the air that my camera really just doesn't do it justice.
Absolutely.
You've got to come sit in the theater.
It's in front of you, it's above you, it's around you. It's truly a unique experience for Danville.
I would need a super wide angle to capture it all, so you really couldn't get the real effect of the Digital Dome. So you got to come down and experience it. But Adam, you talked about two other movies that are currently playing here at the Digital Dome at the Science Center, and they were rolled out a couple months ago, right?
Absolutely. Forces of Nature and Sea Monsters, both National Geographic. Sea Monsters kind of takes visitors back in time about 82 million years to the Cretaceous period to really see what life was like well before we were around. Yeah. Forces of Nature has to do with natural disasters on Earth and what scientists are doing to predict and prepare us for future events.
All right, well, what we'll do now is show you a clip from each one of those movies.
A prehistoric world where the middle of North America lays submerged beneath a sea of strange creatures. Now, National Geographic Entertainment brings us an epic adventure, 82 million years in the making. Before they lived in our imagination, they really lived. Sea Monsters, a prehistoric adventure. To the sky above. Witness nature's forces at their most spectacular and their most powerful. Join National Geographic and the scientists willing to go inside the danger zone to help us all be ready when disaster strikes again. Forces of Nature. A movie so big, it can only fit on a giant screen. Get closer than you'd ever want to be.
Well, again, two great previews of two wonderful movies here at the Digital Dome Theater, wonderful productions, and they can be used as a learning tool as well. I know you get kids going through the doors every day. As I mentioned, thousands of people, majority of them kids probably.
Absolutely.
So they're learning a lot with these films as well.
They are. We're trying to find different ways through our programming, our shows that we offer to really find ways to connect science and stuff to people's lives. That's what we're trying to show them, how it's relevant. And
you mentioned that it is part of what these kids experience when they pay their entry fee at the Science Center. A lot of them come with their schools, and the Digital Dome experience is part of that. And not only do you show movies, but you can also do a lot more with the Digital Dome Theater as well, from an educational standpoint, right?
Absolutely. It has full planetarium capabilities, and it's completely digital, and one of the beauties of it being digital is we can not only look at the star field tonight, exactly what it looks like here from Danville, Virginia, but we can actually fly off of the Earth and look back at the solar system. Right. We can travel to different planets, moons.
Truly a unique experience.
Absolutely. One of a kind for Danville.
And so now, so we have 5 movies that are currently airing at the Digital Dome Theater. So been open about 4 or 5 months now, right? So
about 8.
About 8 months. So how often will you rotate those movies in when you look at 2015?
So what we try to do is keep everything fresh by at least adding one movie every 3 to 4 months, a new movie. In the spring, we have plans to roll out Wildest Weather of the Solar System, as well as Lewis and Clark, The Great Journey West.
Awesome. Now, so will those be airing at different times throughout the day? Will they just add to that schedule?
Yes. What we're doing now is we're typically rotating. Every other day we're showing a different movie at a different time. At our public programming during the day right now is at 1, 2, and 3, and 10 and 11 are available for groups of 25 or more.
Very good. good.
our typical school groups.
Sounds good. Well, and again, you can log on to the Danville Science Center's website at the address there on your screen to get all the show times. And as Adam mentioned, looking forward to seeing the addition of the 2 new movies at the beginning of 2015. So that'll be exciting as well. But you need to come down and catch Pandas, because that was just released, about a week ago, right?
November 1st. We rolled it out November 1st. Yeah. And I'd also like to add that we just recently signed another contract with Skyscan that gives us the opportunity to bring in 2 early childhood geared towards the early learners, 3 to 7, astronomy-based programs, Earth, Moon, and Sun, and Magic Treehouse Space Mission.
Very good. So all of you out there who are operating preschools or even your elementary school teachers here at the Danville Public School System around the region, right?
Younger children or some grandchildren you need to entertain over the holidays, come on down. It's always something different.
All right, very good. Well, Adam, I appreciate you getting us up to speed on the Digital Dome Theater. I know everyone in the city was excited when they dropped the dome down here in the River District. It's been a great addition to the campus here at the Danville Science Center, and look forward to the new movies that will be coming on board. But you need to come down and experience the Pandas movie. Be one of the first to see it here in the city of Danville. Well, we're going to take a quick break, Adam. When we come back from break, we'll talk a little bit more about your traveling exhibit, the current one that you have on display here, and then I know you've got a new one that will be coming into the Science Center in January as well. So
Absolutely.
When we come back from break, we'll touch on those topics and a whole lot more.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Well, welcome back to this week's edition of What's Up Danville. I'm your host, Mark Aaron, Multimedia Design Manager for the City of Danville. This week, we're at the Danville Science Center with Adam Goebel, who's acting director here at the Danville Science Center. And Adam, in the first half of the show, we talked about your Digital Dome experience and what a plus that has been for the Danville Science Center here in the community. And again, if you'd like to experience the Digital Dome Theater, just log on to the website. Showtimes for all the current movies are listed there. And as Adam mentioned, there will be 2 new ones that will be coming online in 2015. So keep up to date through the website and come down and experience that Digital Dome Theater. But that's just one of the great things here at the Danville Science Center. You've got a lot of other great exhibits, one of those being your traveling exhibits. And first off, how often do you rotate those exhibits?
So about every 5 to 6 months, we host a new exhibit from a larger organization or institution. Currently on display is Ocean Bound. It's from the Science Center in Ithaca, New York. And it deals with watersheds, ecosystems, habitats, oceans, and kind of how humans impact the water, the quality of the water through different types of pollutions, point source, non-point source pollution. At the center of the room is a giant virtual submarine called a Watershed Explorer, and it takes you through all different types of aquatic habitats from the lakes and rivers and streams and follows you all the way out to the oceans, kind of follows along the theme of watersheds.
And you kind of navigate that submarine as you go through, right?
Absolutely.
It really is a hands-on experience. All of these traveling exhibits are really hands-on for the kids, aren't they?
Interactive.
And I know the teachers here in the community all throughout the region really utilize this center to teach that STEM aspect of learning that is so popular now, and I know that's one of the main focuses of the Danville Science Center, and you do that through these traveling exhibits.
Absolutely. Right? We try to get them connected early, kind of light the spark, ignite the curiosity and the creativity that hopefully they will build upon as they proceed throughout their life.
And so we mentioned that this exhibit will be running through the end of 2015, but in 2014, and then in the beginning of 2015, you'll have a new one coming out, right?
Absolutely. So after our major fundraiser for the year, Corks and Forks, towards the end of January, we have plans to host Identity, an exhibition about you, and it's from the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia. Okay. And it kind of deals on topics of biology, psychology, genetics, basically why we are the way we are, what makes me different from you. Oh, cool. And so it's pretty cool, yeah.
Very good. So, and you mentioned one of your biggest fundraisers being Corks and Forks, and that always takes place at the beginning of January. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit about, I guess, the funding for the Science Center? Because I know that fundraiser really makes a difference in the ability of what you all can do here for the community, right?
Absolutely. That is our major fundraiser of the year. It helps to develop or support the development of programming and also traveling exhibits. It is this year. It's on January 16th, Friday, January 16th. Tickets are going on sale next week. You can you can pick up tickets here. You can contact our foundation or get it from other various board members throughout the community.
Right. And I've always noticed the wonderful volunteers that you have here at the Danville Science Center that greet you. And if anybody out there at home wants to support the center and maybe don't have the funds to do so, you can always donate your time, right?
Absolutely. We have a core of volunteers that really help us to promote our mission, about 75 to 100.
That's amazing.
That volunteer and dedicate thousands of man hours. And we really couldn't do what we do without the help and the support of the volunteers and the community itself. You know, we're here for the community.
That's great. And what a great addition to the community you all are, Adam. And let's talk about, you have your traveling exhibit on the lower level, but then the upper level here at the Science Center, you have your static displays. And tell me a little bit about some of the other things that you have on the upper level, because these have been here since day one, right?
Absolutely. You know, the concepts and the science don't change. It's called Fundamentals of Science, and it deals with some of the more basic principles of physical science and life science, like gravity, electricity, magnetism, force, motion, energy. We have a small area dedicated towards our early budding scientists called Sproutsville, where they can learn about the colors, shapes. We have costumes they can dress up in, a puppet theater that they can do different shows and different types of programming like that. We also have a Science on a Sphere, which is one of very few in the state of Virginia. And it was developed by NOAA and basically utilized a state-of-the-art projection system to project onto a 6-foot sphere all different kinds of weather, earth sciences. And it's actually real time. We have real time capabilities. So we can show, for instance, when the earthquake hit in Mineral, Virginia a few years back, we were able to almost instantaneously come up to the sphere and check out the magnitude, the size. You know, it's great.
And that's the best thing about that sphere is you can use it as a teaching tool, and it's something different every time basically the kids come in here. So let's say I went to the Science Center in the 5th grade for a field trip. When I come back to the 6th grade and you're doing a demonstration on the sphere, it's going to be something different.
You're going to see something completely different and aligned towards your standards of learning.
That is great. And I did notice down where the traveling exhibit was some blocks, big foam blocks. Can you tell me a little bit about, because I know they're famous here in the community.
That has been a great hit. It's called Imagination Playground. Right. Basically, it's an area of kind of like what we like to refer to as a sandbox exhibit, where children and adults, we've had adults down there playing as well for hours, can really let their creative juices flow and design and build and create all different types of structures. We had a group in here last week that made a roller coaster. Awesome. All different kinds of buildings. It's been quite an amazing experience down there.
That is great. And now for maybe any of our viewers who haven't made it down to the Science Center, I can't imagine anybody watching this that hasn't been through your doors, but if they haven't, across the way, you have another facility, the old train station. Can you tell me what is housed in there? Because that's 2 more levels of learning over there.
Absolutely. That is what we call our natural history collection, the Estelle H. Womack Natural History Collection. When we moved into this building in 2005, we acquired it from the local community college, DCC. And it has, it's basically divided into 2 galleries, Hunters and Hunted, which are big game animals from all over the world, and Dan River Life, which is the local flora and fauna, or plants and animals that live around here in our region. Downstairs we have rocks, minerals, Native American artifacts that are all, for the most part, found in this area. So they're really unique to this particular region and this culture.
Well, that is great. And you can get a guided tour over there. If you bring your group in, you have paid staff that will guide you through that tour, right?
Absolutely.
That is great. And also the butterfly station, obviously it being October, that's closed for the winter just recently.
Just recently closed, but we do have a seasonal butterfly station that houses native and exotic butterflies. It's open from April through October, and it is actually free and open to the public. All we ask is that you check in.
Very good. Well, Adam, I really appreciate you taking the time to join us today on What's Up Danville to share with our viewers all the great things here at the Danville Science Center. If you're a teacher here in the community, you need to come down, experience this. There is something new and exciting every year at the Science Center. So if you brought your kids last year, you need to bring them again this year, because I guarantee you they'll experience something new. And with the Digital Dome, you can't beat that experience. You're going to see a different movie, and it is a great teaching tool.
Yeah, new shows, new activities. New experiences all around. And what we try to do through every group that comes is we align their experience based on what they're learning in their classrooms.
Yeah. That's great. And as Adam mentioned, the Corks and Forks, which is their major fundraiser, will be held in January, but tickets will be going on sale next week. You can contact the Science Center, log on to their website to get more information about that. So if you want to support this center, keep it here in our community and allow it to keep doing great things, support them through Corks and Forks. And again, if you want to volunteer your time, I'm sure Adam won't turn you away at the door, right, Adam?
Absolutely. We welcome it. We also have great membership opportunities that get you in here year-round, not only here, but about 24 other museums and science centers around just Virginia and North Carolina, and 250 across the country.
Well, that is great. And all the membership information available on your website as well?
Absolutely. Our application can be downloaded online, or you can call the main line here or check our website.
Great. Well, Adam, again, I appreciate you taking the time to join us today, and I'm sure we'll be back in touch fairly soon because there's always great things going on here at the
Thank you,
center.
Mark. We appreciate it. Thanks for coming.
Yep. And thank you at home for watching. Until next week, have a great day.